Hi, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be sharing some of my winter favorites. I guess there's a few things that I haven't really used very much, but I'm excited to use them. So I'm including them in this video. So if you like watching favorites videos and you like homeschool content, please remember to subscribe and let's get into this video. Okay, so I have some favorites for me personally, some things I've really liked. I have some homeschool favorites and some baby favorites. So I'm gonna share all those things. I have them kind of scattered about because my kids are working on a Lego project on the table right here and we don't have all the pieces, so we're waiting for them to get sent to us. So I have stuff sitting on a chair. So I'm gonna try to keep it as organized and less crazy as possible. Least amount of crazy, I don't really know. And baby's sleeping, so fingers crossed he'll stay asleep for just this video, that's fine. But I wanted to show you some shirts first off that I've really been loving. So Jordan Page here on YouTube had recommended Sense of Style, like with a C, Sense. And I had never heard of them before. And she had discount codes and had some sales. And so I got some of these shirts when I was still pregnant, and then I got a few more afterwards. And they're so soft and so comfortable. And I really love this one. I think some of these are like small, medium. They come in like small, medium together and then medium, large. And I think I got a few in medium, large and one in small, medium. I probably could have gotten them all in small, medium because they come oversized, but they were really nice to wear with a pregnant belly. So I have two of them here. So this beige color is nice. So this one might be a smaller one. And then I also have a green one that I like, but I didn't bring them all down. And then one of the other ones I've gotten just recently is this one, and it's so soft. Like, I just want to cuddle with it. But I got another color too. It's kind of an orangey, a burnt orangey color. And I got these in medium. I probably could have gotten them in a small because they are definitely very, very oversized. But if you're wearing them with like jeans or like a skinny jean or something and can tuck them, like front tuck them, I think they're very, very cute. But what was I gonna say about that? Oh, I'll link them down. I'm losing my mind, it's fine. I'll link them down below if I can still find them because they sell out quite a bit, which is why I follow Jordan Page on Instagram and she lets you know when they come back and then they'll go out of stock very, very fast. So I've really, really been enjoying those shirts. They're so, so comfortable. And then the next thing is this candle. So this is a DW candle, which I had never tried one of their candles before. That makes it sound like I'm eating it or something, but Kim from the Wads here on YouTube, all the YouTubers, we've been greatly influenced in this video. She loves DW candles, and so I was like, I'll give them a try. So I was looking through their website and I saw lemon zest and citrus, which is like one of my favorite things. And it smells so good. I love the smell of this candle, and I light it right now, even though it's like winter time, because it's kind of more of a springy, summery candle, but it just makes me so happy to have my house smell like that. It's great. Okay, I didn't cross my fingers hard enough apparently because now we have a baby. So we'll see what we can show you while I'm still holding him, because some of this stuff might be kind of hard to hold up. But the next thing I wanted to show you is a perfume, and I am not a perfume, I like perfume. I like to smell good, but I wouldn't say that I just know perfume really well or know what's popular or anything like that, and I'm not willing to spend the money to try things. So the two perfumes I use are ones I was introduced to when I was in high school. So they might just be teenage perfumes and you're like, you're not a teenager anymore, but I don't care. I like the smell of them. I really love musky smells. So the one I'm going to show you today is the Abercrombie one, and it's the Perfume 8. So this has been around forever, and I just love the smell of it. It's one of my favorite perfumes. I don't buy it a lot because, again, I'm cheap when it comes to perfume. And so if they get, like, their perfumes rarely go on sale. When everything else is on sale on their site, their perfumes rarely are. And so when they go 50% off, then I might buy them. I still think about it for a long time, but I did this time. And since I don't wear perfume very often, it lasts me a really, really long time. And so I have really been loving using that. I just love the smell of it. I try not to wear it a whole lot now, especially with baby. I don't want his like face in a bunch of perfume, but I still enjoy it. And then the next two like mom things are both protein related. I am not a huge like meat protein lover, and having a baby, you know, I need something I can just grab and snack on. And so I've mentioned before that I love Built Bar, and I didn't like them when I was pregnant, actually. They weren't my favorite. You know, I didn't like a lot of things when I was pregnant, but I am loving them again now. And this is the coconut almond. This one's really good. They have one that's like has coconut with brownie chunks in it. And I think they're gluten-free. That doesn't matter to me, but I know to some people it does. But they have a really good amount of protein. This is again something I was introduced to by Ashley from Grace and Grit here on YouTube. And they're actually a Utah company, but I hadn't heard of them. So many companies, I'm like, oh, that's a Utah company. And this is my first exposure to it. And I live in Utah. But I really enjoy these, and it's just a good like snack, especially if I'm nursing or he's grumpy, which he is grumpy quite a bit. Then I'm able to just grab a protein bar, or I've really been liking these protein shakes as well. So this is just Premier Protein. I just buy them from Sam's Club, and I just like the chocolate. I've tried the chocolate peanut butter one. It really wasn't my favorite. And so I just prefer the chocolate. I don't know if I thought like the peanut butter would make it richer, but I feel like it's just really, really sweet. But they both have a good amount of protein for the amount of sugar and all that kind of stuff and the amount of calories in them. Okay, so let's go through some of the homeschool stuff. This might be the things that are a little harder for me to show with one hand, but we're gonna try to make it work since I just don't have a lot of time to film stuff. So we're just trying to do the best that we can over here, so just bear with me. But the first thing I wanted to show you is, again, something from Jordan Page, and it's something I haven't used yet because we've had a baby and I've been really busy with the baby, but I'm excited to use it. So I know it's gonna be a favorite. One of the things I have used for a few months, so I can say that one. But so this is the Capable Kids Planner, which these are pretty new, and they sell out occasionally. I don't know if they're in stock. Hopefully right now they are, but they have one for a slightly younger age group and then more for like early teens and stuff like that. And then it just has a planner in here. It has a whole bunch of different kind of prompts that might be helpful. I believe that there is even a bookmark and stuff in here as well. But then it has over here like learn, work, play, notes. And so these important categories, learning to balance all those things. And I have her productivity planner, which I'll just insert a clip here because I have the box for a new one right here that I bought because they don't have dates on them, which is very nice. You can just write in the dates that you're gonna be using them. And so I have one that I'm almost done with. So I ordered a new one, but it's all like bubble wrapped and stuff, and I'm not gonna get it out right now, especially while I'm trying to hold him. And I really like that as well. I'm all about paper planners. I just love them so much, and like electronics is hard for me. I just don't really like it. I like something that I can just cross off and see that way. It just works so well for me. And like putting things into categories, putting them into like blocks of time, which is how the productivity planner is organized, I really, really enjoy and hadn't really seen before. And so this is something I have used, and it is a favorite of mine, and I'm excited to try the kids ones I got 3 of them just for my 3 oldest kids, to teach them the importance of planning and making sure we have well-rounded stuff in our life instead of just focused on one thing. And then the next thing I want to just show you is from the Land of Storybooks. This is a subscription, and we haven't been getting it all the time. We got some of their subscriptions last year, and they were chapter book ones, and then it was just too much, honestly, to have a chapter book every single month. They didn't have an option to like skip a month or to have it bi-monthly. Is that every other month? I don't know, whatever. Or just every few months, which I feel like would have been better because for a chapter book, if we're reading it out loud, it takes us longer to get through them. But then just recently they came out with a picture book one, and I think it's only available every other month, which would be good for the chapter books, and maybe they have one for chapter books now that's every other month. So that box is empty because we just did the activity. So it comes with a book. So here's the picture book. And so this was, you know, Valentine's type theme. So love is. And then there's a few activities that come with it. You can, I think, request more activities if you want them for all your kids. Or sometimes I just have my kids share, because in total there's 4 activities. There's 2 activities that have 2 projects, like 2 things each for each one, if that even makes sense. And so altogether there's 4 activities for them to do. And so sometimes it works out, you know, if they're not fighting over who wants to do what activity, I can just have them share, or if we have some of the supplies too, they can still make the same one, just not with supplies in the box, because there's only enough for 2 people. So hopefully that made no sense whatsoever. I don't know what I'm talking about. Anyway, so I really liked that. I liked how they've had the picture book option. And then another favorite that I am enjoying and hope to enjoy more, because we haven't used it yet, is the knowledge crate. I'm gonna try to hold it up for you, and then I'll insert footage of what it looks like when you open it. So they have one for the elementary school ages, and then they have one for the preschool ages. I think this is the preschool age. But there's a whole bunch of activities. It's a seasonal like a quarterly subscription. And so I believe, I can't remember if it's like $50 or I don't know. I didn't really look it up recently. And so it's a pricier subscription, but when it's just once a quarter, it's not so bad. And there's tons and tons of activities in there that are winter related because this is the winter box. And so they just have tons of things for preschoolers. They overlap some. The elementary and the preschooler have some of the same activities, but then they have some things that cater more to those age groups. And then they come with a few books that you could read, just a bunch of activities. So I'm actually going to be using it for our Fridays. And we were supposed to use it already, but again, life has been a little bit crazy with a baby. But I was gonna set it up for stations, because there's plenty of different activities in there for stations. Some for, you have math, you have language arts, they have activities for all of those, they have different crafts. And so I could set it up and just have my kids kind of rotate through them. And this one has stuff about polar bears, and they can learn stuff about polar bears. We could read some books together. And so on Fridays, I just thought that'd be a fun kind of like station day, and to use stuff from this crate, and I don't always have to come up with my own activities. So I'm excited to try all those things out. And again, it's something that isn't a favorite yet, I guess. Like, I'm really excited about it, and I love it so much. When I open it up, I'm like, this is really great. But we haven't really used it long enough for me to say, oh, it's definitely a favorite. So, and then another thing I wanted to show with you that's a homeschool thing that is definitely a favorite is puzzles. Okay, I've mentioned puzzles before. I don't know if it's been in favorites videos, but just in general, I love puzzles, and my oldest really loves puzzles. And so anytime I can see like, oh, new puzzles and new companies, I'm very excited to try them out. So that's what I have to share with you. We just got these ones a few weeks ago. This is Blue Lobster, which is another Utah-based company. And so these ones, they have some different ones. This one has temples, because I'm a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. So this one has temples for all over the world, but it's not just the temples. Like, there's tons of other things that represent all the different countries throughout the world. But they have a few. So one of my kids, we've done this one, and one of my kids is working on Noah's Ark. So that's a good Old Testament one. And then let me grab this other one and try not to drop a baby here. So we haven't done this one yet, and we have a few other ones we haven't done. But this is New York, and this is, I think, Manhattan area basically. And so just kind of gives you an overview and helps you discover that area. They have one for California, I think, as well. So there's a few different ones. There's some, again, that just have the temples. There's a Utah one that just has all the temples in Utah. There's the world one with the temples, but then they have a few other options. These are all 1,000 pieces. They have, I think, the same types of puzzles, but with smaller amounts. So if you have younger kids, these puzzles are actually pretty easy. Easy. They have unique pieces. So when they have unique pieces and lots of color, it's a lot easier for my oldest did them really, really fast. He can still do 1,000-piece puzzles, but these ones were a lot easier for him to do just because the pieces are so unique. And so you're able to just pick them out and really easily like notice what pieces go where. And so we've really enjoyed these. And again, if you have younger kids you wanted to introduce to puzzles, some of the smaller pieces, not smaller pieces, but smaller count might be better for them. And just give them a try, but I've really enjoyed them and I love the artwork. I just think they look great. Okay, so the last few things I was gonna mention are some baby things, which I have sitting back here on this chair, which is why it's pulled into the frame. But the first one is this Swaddling Blanket. I haven't been swaddling him as much lately because he just doesn't really like it very much. But this is from Maury June. Is that what it's called? I think so. This is Jordan Page's baby line. She has a few things there that she sells. But this is a stretchy. I've never used a stretchy swaddling blanket before. I've always just used like the muslin or cotton ones. And these ones are so great. They work so well. You can just get them so tight, you know, especially around their arms, because that's what they always pull out. And it's just so nice and stretchy. It just makes it easy to do that. And it's really big. I feel like sometimes that's hard to find a really good size swaddling blanket that allows you to wrap a baby really well, but this is really good. So I'll try to link up the things below that I can. And then the next thing is an Ergo. And I haven't looked up the price of these recently. This is like an old one. You can probably tell. It has some like red from, I think, hiking in southern Utah. Probably not from me, I think it's from my sister, but this is one that I originally bought when my second child was a baby. And we had no money at the time. And I had tried some cheaper baby carriers and I didn't like them. And I didn't like baby wraps. Like, I can't remember what some of them are called, but there's just the ones where you wrap yourself up, especially with a newborn. I hated those things. They drove me insane. And I had a few friends that had an Ergo. And so I looked it up. I feel like at the time it was $120. I don't know if they're still that same price, but I don't really care what color it is for the most part. And so I got black because it was like $20 cheaper than any of the ones with patterns. And so that's how I live my life. I shop the cheapest ones as long as it's nothing super crazy or super pink, because that's not my favorite. I will buy whatever pattern is the cheapest, because it's not worth it to me to spend more money just to have a pattern that might look a little bit nicer. So anyways, I had given this one to my sister to use, and because we weren't gonna have any more kids, and then we had a kid, so she gave it back to me. And I actually have one for my sister-in-law as well. I think that one has more of a pattern on it. But I love this thing. There is an infant insert for it. I have never used it. I believe it's for like up to 12-pound babies. You're supposed to technically use the insert, and I, again, just never have. For my babies are between 8.5 and 9.5 pounds already. So I just usually, especially since it's winter, I just snuggle him up in a blanket and put him in the carrier with me. Like, of course he's with me. Where else would he be? I just put him in the carrier and just tuck his little legs up and everything, because the carriers meant as babies get older, their legs would hang out the sides. And so I just tuck them up into me, kind of like in a fetal position. And I just walk around. We walk around all the time using that thing, and I love it so much, and it's a lot more comfortable to me, that for at least I think, than any other baby carriers. I have not tried very many, so that I cannot vouch for that, but cheaper ones I did try, and those things were not comfortable at all. And then another thing I want to mention, I'm going to drop stuff on the floor, is what's going to happen here. They're all tied up together, is a Boppy. I have never used Boppy before, and I probably wouldn't have used one for this baby either, except my sister-in-law had one, and so she gave it to me. And I actually really like it. I don't really use it for nursing, which is funny, but we use it for my kids because we'll feed him a bottle occasionally, so he's just used to using a bottle. And it's really good and helpful for them to hold him while he's feeding, like while he's eating out of his bottle. But then also, I didn't realize all the things, like we'll lay him on it on the floor. Like there's a lot of things you can do with the baby as he gets older and sits up. It can help, you know, him sit up a little bit, and if he tips over, he falls on that and not on the hard floor. So there's a lot of great uses for it. So I've actually really enjoyed it, and sometimes he likes to sleep on it. If, you know, I don't let him sleep on it if I'm not around to make sure he's fine, but he likes, because it kind of cuddles him up and stuff. So I've really enjoyed that as well. Okay, so that is my favorite / things I'm excited to use video for winter. I hope that you enjoyed it. I feel like it was kind of all over the place, and then it's really hard for me to show everything completely when I'm holding a baby. So I'll try to make sure everything's linked down below. And please remember to give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you next time.